And this nigga complain about a quarterback. Look at this damn overall. It don't matter. Oh, Lord.
Welcome to Happy Valley, home of the Penn State Nittany Lions and one of the most passionate fan bases in all of college football. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the BYU Cougars, taking on the 18th ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up.
This nigga lied to me. Every crucial game I'm playing, I'm gonna be at home. I ain't been in not one home game in this big ass school.
BYU about to kick it off as we get this game started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. On first down, here comes this offense. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Scrambling away. He'll throw it down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. It's hard to find. The Big Ten doesn't touch geographically, but there's a lot of crossover with the Big Ten and Big 12 and plenty of bragging rights on the line when their schools meet.
You think about Nebraska once upon a time being in the Big 12, now in the Big 10 too. These conferences also recruit in similar areas too. So this game is interesting, David, because a lot of these players, they're familiar from each other from high school.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
like some butter.
You hate that. Like, you get to know each other, you go to the other school, like, you're now my enemy. You're not my friend anymore. So a chance to prove it, a chance for the Big 12 has been kind of pillaged and pulled apart at times, sometimes by the Big 10. It's going to make a statement.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He finds his man. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
They want to just keep throwing it. Keeps looking downfield. He's going to run it. Turns it on in midfield. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
The Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw, it's Spears. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Well, the timing on that throw and on the route was just convoluted and messed up from the beginning.
And you see quarterbacks and wide receivers in the offseason always working on timing and always working on throwing on air. But when you put a defense in front of them, now things start to speed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see these little mistakes and where it looks like just they're not on the same page all the time.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third down, he drops the throw. All kinds of time in the pocket down the middle.
Bruh, niggas can't get no type of pressure.
Chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense.
God damn.
The Nittany Lions have it with a 1st and 10. Using his feet. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's just, it's so hard to defend.
And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. Here we go. On the option. Into the end zone for the 2, and they push that lead out to 8. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, BYU.
Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. They're trying to get to him. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Penn State! The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
And these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need it. Going deep. Into double coverage, and he picked it off. Trying to take it back. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
So, guys, we'll see this offense again. To the ground with the back. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Gonna run it. It's Martin. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. Coming to the line, looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 29. A designed run for the quarterback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus in on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
They don't even consider the 47-yard field goal attempt, and they'll try to pick it up on 4th down and short. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
And I got to be ready mentally and physically. Mentally, I got to know exactly where the sticks are. 4th and 2, can't dilly-dally around. Got to run physical, got to break tackles, got to go through people, whatever I need to do to get that 2 yards.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Scanning the field, it's Spears. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
This defense needed something to go right. Man, they're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And he intercepts it. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
3rd and Africa is extremely difficult. When I know it's a passing situation, I get to rush the passer and pin my ears back. I get to put more DBs on the field to drop back and really play pass coverage. You can tell the offense was trying to force it, trying to get that first down, makes the big mistake.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Now they'll run it to the right here. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Penn State 16, BYU 0.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. They'll try to get the first through the air. That falls incomplete. They had the screen all set up, and he couldn't hang on to the ball.
And the offense tries to slip in the screen. That's a good play on 3rd and short if you can get them aggressive and the defense aggressive. But the defense sniffed it out, shut that play down before it even started.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Gonna take a shot at this DB. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night.
Man, this thing's starting to snowball now in a bad way for this offense. A 2nd interception in as many drives. This quarterback has got to be able to turn the page and make better decisions.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page.
Open runway ahead. He stepped out of bounds after a huge play, but hang
Hello?
on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. A first down for the offense. To the air, it's Spears. Might be looking to run. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Man, it's nice to have a quarterback that just does that, man. Just effortlessly picks up chunks of yards and then smartly gets out of bounds. But this whole offense, man, everybody's a threat. Anybody can take the football and make big plays. And when you got a quarterback with that much athletic ability, it's an absolute...
Afterburners coming. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
After misfiring, it's second down. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. At the 20, he's got space. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats.
Well, on that one, they decide to attack the left outside on the ground. And you see the speed by the ball carrier there. He's picking up a huge chunk of yards.
Now, I can't imagine any reason they wouldn't just run that play again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why not just go back to the well one more time?
Diving for the goal line, and the ball's knocked free. Oh, and he's able to get the ball back, but he does lose yardage on the play.
You know, quarterbacks practice ball security as well throughout the week, and he has to do a better job of keeping two hands on the ball. He knows this defense is trying to rip it out.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
Play the analytics here, and you go for 2. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of two-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
Oh, he's going to take a chance. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that...
And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. No room. But no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Well, that's the second pick in as many series now for this quarterback. But, David, I love the defense right now, the way they're reading and reacting to all these route concepts. I mean, they are all over these guys on the back end.
They're all over the field, making plays. And listen, you're supposed to see the quarterback break on the football. You've seen several breaks on the football. Your job is to know what the offense does really, really well. And you can tell this defense is dialed in, and they'll know exactly what this offense wants to accomplish.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Penn State! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
He makes the grab in the end zone for the two-point conversion. I don't think it would have killed them to kick it there. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
BYU.
From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line. BYU right back to the line. To the ground to try to pick up the first. This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
And his first pass is incomplete. And now on second down for this offense. Wilson to pass. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And that pass picked off. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. He's going to pass. He'll take a deep shot here. And it's caught inside the 25. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. That last play has this defense on its heels. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 21. Looking to move it through the air. He's right on target. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And this offense is another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Trying to power it in. And he'll be brought down.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum. Lost one deep down the right side. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Got a lot of room to the right. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, BYU.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing him go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the two-point try. They want to run this quarterback. Jumped on top of the pile.
And these decisions to go from two, you see more and more of it throughout a game, chasing points. And then in the end, you wonder if this just comes back to bite you.
Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute, throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
To the air, it's Spears. Fires it down the seam. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling a rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
Trying to make magic with his feet. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
That is the exact situation that every defense draws up. I want you in third and long. I want you in a predictable passing situation. But I don't want you with that guy, because that guy can run around, scramble, buy time, make third and long look like third and short, and pick up a first down.
He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On second down, wants to throw. Fires toward the end zone. And the pass is intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It's
by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
They'll throw it on first down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. All teed up and ready to go here in the second half. Oh, he's going to go for the return. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing.
Makes the grab on the right. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, if they're going to get back in this game, they need more plays like that. That was something that was missing in the first half. Explosive plays in the passing game, and they get one here, trailing early in the third quarter. Let's see if these receivers can make more plays like that as this game goes on.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Going for it all. Hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on 1st down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good 2nd down.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Back to pass. It's Spears. He lets it fly. He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, Penn State! And the beatdown has ensued.
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive in the 3rd quarter, march down the field, and score. There's no end in sight for these guys.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
BYU 14.
He's going to bring it out from deep. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
1st and 10.
BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on that.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that, dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Floating away. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Stop just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. BYU lines up quickly.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that 6th sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the 1st down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
Wonder if they'll throw it again after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 49. From the gun to give, looking for room.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough at the point of attack.
Let's see if the defense comes after them. 3rd and short from the 45. Wilson will throw. Finds his big tight end. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it right into the ground.
I love when defenses are smart enough to swat the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on 4th down. They knock it down. You get the ball anyways. Nice job by the defense.
And he broke 1 tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. Give to the big fullback. Just ran him over. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
Well, this defense is on its heels right now, especially trying to stop the run. They're just not being physical enough. They give up another run right there for a 1st down. Someone's going to have to step up and make a play.
The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
This quarterback is having a day, man, and right there he was looking for touchdown pass number 5. He has been dialing it up. He's been throwing strikes. We haven't seen him miss very much like he did just there, but what a game this dude is having.
They could have used a little bit more there. Picked up a 3. It's 3rd and 7. And the Nittany Lions in the hurry up. Trying the left side. Across the 25. He's got room. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And the route is on. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
He's got the 2-point conversion, and they build on that lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he finished things off by racing 37 yards to the end zone. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Oh, and this receiver with his speed, he's a guy you know this QB is going to look for, especially on these deep shots. You just can't overthrow him when he's that wide open. That's a huge missed opportunity.
Throws to the wideout. Fires into traffic. Intercepted. Just keeps moving. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to kind of get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in
got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Penn State! And the stomping has commenced.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Quarterback will keep it. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. It's a flea flicker. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. Penn State 58, BYU 14.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. The quick out. Open space at the 25. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
Wants to throw on first down. He had nowhere to go, no place to hide, and they'll knock him down for a loss of 9. They come to the line, hoping to get some of that yardage back from the 17. He's going to pass on second down. Moving out of the pocket. He'll fire to his right. And the pass hits, picked off.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats and get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. You got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you take that shot, and you stop the clock. And it's a long shot, but you're letting teams hang around.
And I prefer to win. Like, I want to make sure that, you know, if I'm up, I'm going to run the football. But there is definitely a school of thought in nowadays where I'm putting up stats, and I'm keeping the pedal to the floor.
Looking for a man. It's Spears. Quarterback now breaking the field. And he'll just get rid of that one.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. The Nittany Lions want to move quickly.
Offense facing fourth down.
Here we go with the run on 4th down. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
And coaches have their scripts and their play sheets, and they have 4th and short. You know, when you get in these situations, they have plays that they're confident in. Called one here. Great job executing right near midfield.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
I'll tell you, for this defense, they're going to have to find a way to bracket this slot receiver because of how athletic he is. They're going to need to make sure they've got linebackers and DBs surrounding this guy at all times.
Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And the pummeling has started.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they tack on a little more to this big lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Making a play like that to open the drive can really get the momentum going. First down from the 43. Jet sweep to the receiver. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Great job by the defense there, slowing down that jet sweep. And a big key was the defensive end containing the play, forcing the receiver to cut back inside to where all the traffic was.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
4th and inches, just trusting your offensive line. They're able to get just enough movement at the point of attack to keep this drive going.
The Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. Toss sweep to the right. Runs through a tackle. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much, they need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment, because today, oof, it was not a good day. And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
The give to the tailback. What a good run there. He has enough for the 1st down. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. They'll give it to him again. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's in the 4th quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You can tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. Wilson to pass. Throws toward the end zone. And here's the third interception of the night. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
They'll try the run. Breaks the tackle. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. First and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Quarterback will audible. They'll throw it on first down. Trying to get to it. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. After this, it'll be a wrap. He wants to pass it on second down. Skips away from pressure. He throws into the middle of the field. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. They're able to make the stop, but a little extra icing on this winning cake in this one. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter.